In your body right now, there may be fragments of humans who no longer exist. This is not science fiction, and it is not just ancestry test trivia. It is one of the strangest truths in modern biology. Parts of your DNA may come from ancient humans your species once met, mixed with, and carried forward. At first, that sounds impossible. We like to imagine human history as a clean line, one species replacing another, one story ending before the next one begins. We imagine the past is sealed off and finished, but the deeper researchers looked into the human genome, the less clean that story became. Instead of a perfect line, they found overlap, contact, exchange, and inheritance that did not stop at the edge of one human group. And that changes the way the modern body has to be understood. Because your DNA is not only a set of instructions for building tissues, organs, and traits, it is also a record. It stores traces of survival, movement, adaptation, and contact across deep time. In that sense, the body is not only biological, it is historical. Today, many living people with ancestry outside Africa carry roughly 1 to 4% Neanderthal DNA in their genomes, not as one unbroken block, but as scattered fragments passed down across thousands of generations. That means the modern human body is not only a record of recent family inheritance. In some cases, it is also carrying traces of encounters between modern humans and archaic humans tens of thousands of years ago. But that still sounds abstract. So where would you actually notice it? You notice it in traits that seem completely modern, in how bodies respond to cold, in how the immune system reacts to threats, in how skin deals with the environment, in how metabolism, inflammation, or oxygen use can differ from one population to another. Ancient DNA has been linked to present-day traits in biological systems, including skin biology, immunity, metabolism, and other subtle features that still shape living people now. That is what makes this story so unsettling. These are not fossils sitting behind museum glass. These are pieces of ancient biology still functioning, in some form, inside modern bodies. The simple explanation is easy. Traits are inherited, genes are passed through families, and natural selection slowly favors what helps people survive. That part is true, but it leaves out the deeper part of the story. Some of the variants that survived in modern humans may not have come only from modern human populations. Some entered our species through interbreeding with other human groups like Neanderthals and Denisovans. And once that possibility is on the table, the question changes. The real mystery is no longer just why a trait exists. The real mystery is where that trait came from, why it survived, and why some ancient fragments stayed while others disappeared. Because ancient DNA was not inherited evenly. It survives in scattered pieces, and many parts of the modern human genome show little or no Neanderthal ancestry at all, suggesting that natural selection removed archaic variants that were harmful, incompatible, or not useful over time. What remained was not a complete inheritance from an ancient species. It was a filtered inheritance shaped by pressure, environment, and survival. So the story is not that ancient humans live inside us unchanged. The story is that evolution kept some pieces and erased others. And that is where this stops feeling like common knowledge and starts feeling like discovery. For years, some modern human adaptations seemed like straightforward examples of natural selection happening entirely inside our own species. High-altitude survival in Tibet was one of them. The assumption sounded simple. People living for generations in thin air gradually adapted to low oxygen. But when researchers looked more closely at a key region of the Tibetan genome, they found something far stranger. A haplotype in the EPAS1 region associated with high-altitude adaptation in Tibetans appeared to be best explained by introgression from Denisovans, an ancient human group known mostly through fragmentary remains and DNA evidence. In other words, one of the clearest examples of modern human adaptation may also be one of the clearest examples of ancient human inheritance. That is a stunning reversal. A trait that looks like a modern survival advantage may also be evidence that modern humans did not adapt alone. The body solving a present-day problem may be using genetic material inherited from a population that vanished long ago. And once you see that, the entire story of human biology becomes less isolated and more connected. Large-scale modern studies have shown that archaic DNA is not affecting just one famous example. Researchers working with UK Biobank data examined more than 235,000 likely Neanderthal origin variants and identified thousands with substantial effects across dozens of traits, showing that the influence of archaic inheritance is broad, measurable, and still visible in living populations. Most of those effects are not dramatic enough to make someone look ancient. They are quieter than that. They live in tendencies, responses, sensitivities, and probabilities built into the body. That is what makes this story so powerful. Ancient DNA is not usually the headline trait people imagine. It is more often the hidden layer beneath the obvious explanation. People thought the story was ordinary inheritance, but that left out ancient contact. People thought the story was just evolution inside one species, but that left out exchange between species. People thought the past disappeared, but the genome kept traces of it anyway. And suddenly the body starts to look different. A face is not just a face. A response to cold is not just a response to weather. A population adapted to altitude is not just a population that got lucky. Underneath those visible traits, there may be fragments of migration, interbreeding, environmental pressure, and survival still moving through living bodies now. What looks personal may also be prehistoric. What feels individual may also be collective. What seems like one person's biology may carry echoes of entire populations, moving across landscapes, enduring climate shifts, meeting other humans, and leaving fragments of those encounters behind. So when you look at modern humans, you are not looking at a species shaped in isolation. You are looking at a species shaped by movement, encounter, selection, loss, and inheritance. You are looking at a body assembled across deep time, and that may be the strangest part of all. What feels intimate inside one body can also be historical. What looks like a small biological difference can carry traces of ancient environments, ancient populations, and ancient survival. The body does not just tell you what a human is. Sometimes it tells you where humans have been. Hidden inside modern DNA are fragments of worlds that should have been gone. But they are still here, softened by time, broken into pieces, filtered by evolution, and carried forward in living people. So the next time human biology looks simple, remember this. The human story was never written by one population alone. And inside the modern body, history is not fully past. It is still breathing.